But what's the most common mistake you find marketers making that they don't realize is a problem with AI at this
Yeah,
point?
so teams are adopting AI everywhere, but they don't map where it should used. Because again, the use cases are not defined. There is sometimes uh, top to bottom pressure that you have to use AI just for the name's sake of it.
Welcome to Apptivate, the mobile marketing podcast brought to you by the app retargeting experts at Remerge. Listen to what's working in mobile marketing today from the people who are doing it now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Apptivate. Today I'm joined by Adeel Sheikh Muhammad, founder of Adeel Solutions, where he works as a CISO consultant and AI governance advisor, helping companies reduce cyber risk without slowing down growth. He splits his time between Dubai and San Francisco and works with teams navigating the very real security and trust challenges that come with scaling AI and marketing. Adeel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you so very much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you today. Can you just kind of give us a quick snapshot of your background? How did you get into the security space?
Yeah, so I started as a help desk systems, networks, and then landed to cybersecurity around 10 years back. So overall, I have 16 years of experience in tech, whereas 10 plus years in this cybersecurity role. And from very early on in my cybersecurity journey, I was doing the consulting and helping the account managers close the deals in terms of solution architect, and later on it converted into virtual CISO roles. And obviously after AI boom, AI hype, we were always talking about AI guardrails, which convert into AI governors. So doing this AI governance advisory for last 4 years. So in simple terms, I help companies move fast with AI and digital growth without breaking trust or creating hidden risk. So a lot of my work sits in the intersection of app growth, data usage, and AI driven decisioning. And that's exactly where marketing teams are operating now.
So when you start talking to these companies, where are they usually at their AI journey? Are they just getting started? Are just individuals kind of playing around, or is it that they're already fully bought in and using AI at this point?
Usually, what I'm seeing is most of my client have just started. You know, they started, they don't know the use cases, they don't know how to treat this, or sometimes their legal department is heading this AI governance or securing governance space, whereas the legal guy don't even know what AI governance is. So it's just a mutual responsibility where we are fine tuning in terms of our consultation, our advisories, and the coaching services which we provide to our clients.
And how would you define AI governance?
I define that AI governance is like it's like a guardrail. So for AI. So or in other words, it's a referee in a playing ground. And to be to take in a right perspective that there is like one referee is good for one playground or maximum two. One is sitting outside of the playing ground, just at a third empire. But if there are like more governance, more referees as compared to players, that is also a disaster. And if there is no referee, that's also a disaster. So we need to find a balance. And I will repeat in plain terms, AI governance is guardrails for AI.
I was reading on Twitter X this weekend that a CEO of a company was vibe coding something, and it basically deleted the entire database. So I feel like that's maybe one of the worst things that could happen at this point with AI. But what's the most common mistake you find marketers making that they don't realize is a problem with AI at this
Yeah,
point?
so teams are adopting AI everywhere, but they don't map where it should used. Because again, the use cases are not defined. There is sometimes top to bottom pressure that you have to use AI just for the name's sake of it, and there are AI wrappers around the companies. So in app marketing also, AI is already embedded. especially I'm sure you have seen in the targeting, in the bidding segment, in the segmentation itself, the creative generation, you know. But nobody owns the full picture. So that's the dilemma what I'm seeing. And the biggest mistake isn't using AI; it's using it without the visibility, which is the main concern. So I think you guys have this platform of DSP, the demand side platform. So that is also like the system where automatically add space and optimize targeting. That's also AI heavily used there, right?
Where do you think these app marketers, because you mentioned segmentation, personalization, those type of use cases, but are there any use cases that people should be using more that they might not be thinking about?
So again, that depend on what is a personal use case, around, like what is the objective. So the biggest problem right now, as I mentioned about this AI wrapper, is that they don't have the use case, or they are struggling with different pilots, different POCs, different trials, different demos. And like again, it's like that we need to put AI driven or AI first behind our names, you know. So without the use cases, they are just going towards it. So we need to like see that this is not a hype, if you want to use one product,
Mhm.
and it's not cheap, the API credits, people are struggling to pay for those. So it's the first issue is not security, it's I must say it's creepiness, you know. So
Yeah.
how does this app knows this about me? Happens a lot, that is due to over personalization, or cross app tracking and aggressive retargeting.
And in your experience, when does growth through AI start eroding user trust? As you said, like the creepiness, even when metrics might still look great. Like, how do you balance the user trust with creepiness, I guess?
Yeah, so it's all about retargeting. Like retargeting means that showing, for example, ads to user who already interacted with your app, but did not convert, right? So that is the thing. But it should be like breaks when the user feel washed, not when ads perform badly.
Mhm.
So this is the thing which we need to take care in this space, where the issue is not security but the creepiness.
Have you seen cases where click-through rates or conversions from gains, I should say, from AI-driven targeting actually hurt retention or LTV down the line?
100% I've seen very commonly, because in the CTR and the LTV, the lifetime value thing, AI is optimized for CTR's clicks, but not for the LTV, right? So you get high
Mhm,
clicks, you get low quality users, poor retention, right? So you can win the clicks, but in the end of the day you are losing the customer in that sense, right?
mhm. And so these marketers are definitely trying to move fast with AI. I feel like there's a lot of times where IT departments and security don't really know that they're using these tools. How widespread do you think that is, and why is that risky, if it is at all?
Yeah, so that's why there is a term of shadow AI. I'm sure you know that. Shadow
Okay.
AI is like the tools which are not approved. So they have not approved
Mhm,
those tools in the organization due to whatever factor. It can be geopolitics, it can be other security concern, or it's not in the approved list. And they are taking advantage of it. And it's not only in the app marketing side of it, but overall. Like I think there was a study, they were saying that around 60 to 70% of the contracts are being copy pasted to these LLMs.
mhm.
Because obviously there are nitty gritties and we don't understand. So we say that, okay, yeah, chat GPT, just flag whatever I need to reply to this guy, that who shared this one. And the legal departments are just sitting idle, because if they send to legal department will take 2 business days.
Right. So yeah, you're always balancing, I guess,
True.
speed and security. But what AI safeguards give you the best speed without heavy overhead?
Taylor, again, you mentioned 100% right that it's a balance, right? So uh,
Mhm,
a lot of time I have seen that, just an example sake, if you have a client who is like, who is asking for the contract or a presentation, and that's a client of like, 2 million, $3 million, you will say, break the system, man, just give me that file. Right? So business is obviously, first priority. But we need to keep a balance. I'm sure, like, you are from app world, the difference between a security first app versus UI first app. Like, in case of, sometimes, even you open a PayPal app and it's asking for 50 OTPs, right? And the user is frustrated. Whereas the other entertainment app, from the first click, you are into those reels domination structure, right? So that all depend that we need to keep a balance. And the major problem from the user side, if I see from that angle, it's about that sometimes user don't complain, they just leave, right?
Mhm.
So watch for, drop in session time, the uninstall rate increases, the notification opt outs, right? These are some early warning systems, I must say. So intuition does not show up in dashboard, it show up in behaviors.
Mm. And so when marketers are setting up campaign workflows with the help of AI, do you think there's some parts of those campaign workflows that should never be fully automated? And why would that
Yes,
be?
there should be definitely human in the loop. I'm a big advocate of, in the AI governance space, that human should be in loop, and anything that impacts directly the user trust, that need to be taken care for, especially in terms of ad messaging or sensitive targeting, right? AI does not understand context, but but humans do. We understand that, right? So automation scales actions, but not the accountability part.
I mentioned that story of the coding agent deleting the code. What do you think is the biggest cyber threat right now, from your perspective with AI?
There is no clear answer to that. Why I'm saying is because, uh, as per the Elon Musk, we are entering into a singularity, right? Nobody knows what will happen. So there is a massive value in terms of it, but similarly there is a threat. Would you target someone based on their, health behavior, or here there are some teams that learn risk, right? So people don't misuse AI intentionally, they misuse unknowingly. So I give you example of this, Anthropics mythos. I'm sure you heard about it. They are saying that.
Yeah, I think that's the one I was talking about.
Exactly. So that's like one
Yeah.
of the biggest, people are saying, one of the biggest cybersecurity tool out there. And that's like, as per Anthropic itself, they say that that's dangerously, that's dangerous to make it, out to the public. Why? Because, um, in a good way, yes, your own application, you can test it, that what are the vulnerabilities, and it can give you the report, right? It can even highlight 0 days. For your audience, 0 day is 0 day, where nobody knows what will happen, or that attack is not out in the market. That's why we called it 0 day. Like, we are not on 1 day, we are on 0 day. But just imagine if it goes to the bad guy's hand, right? We are the ethical hackers, but what about the hackers itself, right? uh, they can bypass, and the circumstances. Cyber security is a part of defenses now, right? Every war is using these cyber warheads. We have the cyber crimes, right? So just try to understand that cyber means digital. So we are guard railing, we are protecting anything which is digital, right? So god forbid,
Yep.
we might enter into a cyber pandemic, like that. So hope so we don't go there. And again, that's why the AI governance is very much important. Otherwise, again, it's a singularity and we don't know what will
Adeel, you're scaring me a little bit
happen.
here. We will see. Yeah, but you're right. It's such a we're I'd say maybe like 3-ish years into it, and it's moving so fast that I definitely think there need to be a little bit of guardrails. Do you think that there's any AI compliance processes that companies are doing now that are just kind of a waste of time and add little value, or do you think that any kind of compliance is good?
Yeah, very much over documentation is going on. The sometimes the answer is yes or no, but you have to read 50 lines of email with many dashes. That's
Yeah.
a AI written email. So but still, that's a email side, but overall the over documentation is a big point. And secondly, the trying to control everything equally, that will break things, and not prioritizing high risk areas. So treat AI risk like a marketing spend, focus where impact is the
Mhm.
highest.
Um, what do you think? I should ask where, like, what region? Because you're split between Dubai and San Francisco. What region do most of your customers come from, and are there any differences in working with companies from different geos?
Yeah, obviously, UAE, both cities are moving extremely fast in terms of AI adoption, and being the king of AI. San Francisco, all the legends are sitting there. We are in Silicon Valley, whereas Dubai, they have invested a lot. They came up with this report that around 50% they are seeing themselves, especially in the government sector, that the agentic AI will take place within 2 years, which is extremely big number with terms of government. So both regions are extremely fast, extremely dynamics, but obviously there are some geographical differences, especially in terms of culture, in terms of languages. In Dubai we have Arabic also there, whereas in San Francisco English is good, sometimes Spanish or other languages, but majorly English. So there are cultural differences, but I must say that both cities are extremely fast.
And who in your mind should be controlling within a company the AI governments? Do you think governance? Do you think it should be like the CMOs, the CISOs, or a mix between both?
It's a mutual responsibility, that is because in the end of day it's all about that who is the data owner, right? So for which element, who is the data owner, and there should be no blame game in this category. And I mentioned in the start that about that legal guy, who don't know anything about AI, and he's the CAIO now, right? So we have
Yeah.
to, it's a mutual responsibility in between the technical teams, the CTOs, in between the marketing teams, in between the your boards, right? Board is very much responsible. They always say that no, we have already delegated, but no, it's their responsibility. Then the CISOs, chief information security officers, the information security or cyber security as a whole area, plus the legal department, right? So what we have seen is that officially they say that security team or a legal team, but actually sometimes it's a marketing team or a product team. Right? So
Yeah.
the team making decisions with data owns the risk, and data is the new oil, right? So it's a mutual risk. It's not like one guy is not responsible.
And when you go in and audit these companies, do you see more risk of, let's say, a person that you said just uploaded a 50-page contract for legal help? Is there more risk there, or is there more risk when the agents are actually coding and more of that like vibe coding? Is the risk more like we're leaking personal company information, or we're letting them give access to systems that maybe AI shouldn't be in at that point?
Taylor, in both perspective, the responsible is you and me only, like the human element. So one side you are the one who is uploading the document, right? So you are responsible, and in other side you are the one who is giving the access to your computer, right? That please
Mhm.
do this, please do that. So uh, that's the problem. That in cybersecurity also, and now in AI governance also, we need to educate our staff. right? We need to increase the the budgets for awareness, right? If our staff is not aware, because I'm sure you remember 2 to 3 years back when this AI hype created, Microsoft introduced Copilot, and they say that Windows will take screenshots of your what you are doing so that it knows your context, and then it can decide and it can give you references and help you, with the Copilot thingy. Everybody shouted at that time, no, 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 it's not acceptable. How come Microsoft can do this, that they are taking screenshots of my dashboard and all. And today in 2026 we are giving the rights to Claude and Open Claw by ourselves, right? We are saying, do whatever you want with this browser. Don't interrupt me, don't wake me up. so so it's a scary place to be. And again, all depend on that what awareness you are giving to your users, to your companies. And like AI is efficient to protect you also. Like for example, if you are using OpenClaw, ask OpenClaw only that how I can secure you, how I can guardrail you.
Mm.
It will help you. There are hundreds of videos available on YouTube, which can help you uh, to secure your instances. But you know we are the ones who are trying to bypass security and giving the full accesses.
And I know that you have this 7-step approach to AI guardrails or governance. Maybe you can go over those quickly, or just tell the listeners which ones or one people often forget or miss.
Yeah, so I will, just discuss them fastly. The approach is the step-by-step framework, which is like very high impact. The idea is that don't control AI, control how it used. You know, so first is the map AI usage. I discuss in start about the use cases, because again it's a pressure from the top to bottom or bottom to top, whatever. And now we just need to have that AI driven word in start of our company. So please map the AI usage, and this can be done very easily. Like for example, first of all, if you want to integrate AI, just write what tasks you do in a day. Like there are 50 tasks, 60 tasks you do in a day, and then ask those tools only that how I can automate this first task, how I can automate this second task, right? So map the AI usage. That is the first. Second is the define sensitive data. uh, we discussed this point slightly about the data ownership and all that stuff. So you should know that which data reside to whom. Third is the assign ownership. So there should be data owners to everything. And then apply the guardrails. Monitor the outcomes in your teams, very important, the awareness part. And then improve continuously. Okay, so the steps are: map AI usage, define sensitive data, assign ownerships, add guardrails, monitor outcomes, train your teams, and improve continuously.
And which of those steps do you think that most people miss?
Initial steps. So if we
Mhm.
say that just guardrails are important, we are focusing on that part, they will directly jump to adding the guardrails. And then that app will break, because we have not done the mapping, we have not identified who is the sensitive, what are the sensitive data, and we have not decided the ownership, right? And we are directly jumping towards the guardrails. Or we are directly, because we are always in a hurry, so we just need the outcomes. So monitor outcomes is like what, it's the fifth step. So at least go from the start, from the mapping itself.
Number one step is often the most
True.
important. Um, Adeel, anything else you want to cover before we jump into our rapid fire questions?
No, that's it. My point is that the companies that win in, especially in your sector in the app marketing, won't be the fastest, but they will be the ones that scale trust alongside the growth. So that is the, I must say, extract of our discussion. That trust is really really valuable alongside the growth.
I love it. So now is our rapid fire uh, portion of the show. I'm just gonna maybe give you 10 or so questions, quick answers, and we'll go from
So
there. Is there any data type that should never go into an AI tool?
API keys. Like people are copy
Okay.
pasting API keys in the chat, and I'm shocked to see that.
What's more dangerous, moving too fast with AI or not moving at all?
I think not moving at all, because there will be,
Best.
sorry, a little explanation, because there will be a fight
Yeah, yeah,
between
yeah.
human who is not using AI versus human who is using little AI, and versus human which is using aggressively the AI. So that will be the fight. It's not
Yeah,
like you are more intelligent than me. No, it's just about you are using more AI or not.
I like it. Best city for a cybersecurity conference, Dubai or San Francisco?
Both cities has amazing, amazing conferences. So I cannot choose one.
What's the best meal you've had on a work trip?
Oh, that's always the steak. I'm saying. I love steaks.
Oh, so good. If you could instantly master any one non-work skill, what would it be?
Negotiations. How to negotiate.
Negotiations. Okay. Um, if you weren't in security, what would you be doing?
I might be, trading something, or some import or export business.
Hmm. If somebody, this is going to be the last one. If somebody has a weekend in Dubai, is there anything that they should not miss out on doing
Oh
there?
man, there are hundreds of things in Dubai to do. If it's a winter season, there are hundreds of activities. Especially if there are amazing beaches out there in Dubai. So don't miss that. And again, obviously the private beaches which are better much scale. There is the Aura pool, which is at the top of Nakhil Mall, where you can see the whole of Palm Jumeirah. That's really awesome, and that you can enjoy in summers also, because that's all air conditioned and all. So don't miss on this Aura pool.
Amazing. I'm going to look it up after
For
this.
sure.
Well, Adeel, thank you so much for joining the Apptivate podcast. How can people find out more about you or look you up?
Yeah, my website is Adeel.solution. They can go there. They can find my LinkedIn also from there. So Adeel.solution, you can contact me for anything related to cybersecurity or AI.
Amazing. Well, Adeel, thank you for joining the Apptivate podcast and hope you have a great rest of your
So
night.
kind of you, man. So kind of you, Taylor. Lovely connecting with you, and hope we can connect face to face also in person soon.
Yes. Hit me up when you're in San
For
Francisco.
sure,
I'll be
for
around.
sure, for sure. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on Apptivate, powered by Remerge, global leaders in helping apps drive growth and retention.